front running Minnesota. Kansas City, only Baltimore has a worse record, but as the Indians saw, it really doesn't matter come record if you don't go and play your good baseball, and the Indians certainly did not play very well in Baltimore, Maryland, and because of that, the Indians lost 2 out of 3 to the worst team in baseball. Kansas City has the second worst record at 29-56, but man, they sure seem to be a better ball club than that record would indicate. But they're on pace to, again, lose over 100 games, and they lost 104 last year. So rebuilding can be very, very painful. Pat Hoberg is going to make the calls behind home plate tonight. The rest of the umpires, Jerry Davis, the crew chief, at first. Brian Knight is at second, and Brennan Miller is at third. Kauffman Stadium opened in 1973 and then has been completely really renovated from that time, and much different looking ballpark than it was back in 1973, but still a beautiful ballpark that seats 40,000. 3 decks, although the middle deck is very, very small. The 3 decks go from foul pole around home plate to foul pole. Then very limited seating, couple of decks in left center and a deck out in right field. But mostly in the outfield, you've got the beautiful water spectacular and the waterfalls. This is a big ballpark played on a grass surface, 410 to dead center. It is 387 to each gap and then 330 down each line. So this is big boy baseball when you hit one out of here. Although when it gets like this, the ball carries pretty well in Kansas City. Temperatures today were around 90 degrees most of the day. We have blue skies overhead and plenty of heat and some humidity with a breeze blowing out toward left field. Tonight, the Indians will face Jacob Junis, and this is a matchup that took place last Wednesday. Same matchup when Trevor Bauer beat Jacob Junis in that ball game by a final score of 5-3. Junis in that ball game last Wednesday went 6 innings, gave up 4 runs on 9 hits, and was hurt by a couple of home runs. Junis 6'3", 225. He is 26 years of age. Fastball that he'll sink, curve, slider, change. Frankie Lindor leads off batting left-handed. The wind and tonight's first pitch swung on, banged foul outside of first for strike 1. And we are underway here in Kauffman Stadium as we are right off I-70, about 10 minutes or so east of downtown Kansas City. Junis delivers high in the count 1-1. 90 degrees the game time temp here in Kansas City. Lindor, he'll be an all-star again. He swings and drives one foul down the left side in the count 1-2. Even though Frankie missed the first 3 weeks of the year, having another all-star season, batting .291, a dozen homers, 27 RBIs. The next delivery from Junis is swung on, fouled at the plate, and the count remains 1-2. We'll see how these two pitchers face each respective lineup tonight. Their last start for both Bauer and Junis came against the opposition last Wednesday. We'll see how the attacks are for both guys. Now the 1-2, swung on, hit high in the air to left center, but not all that deep. Billy Hamilton is there, and the center fielder retires Francisco Lindor to start tonight's ballgame. Lindor is one guy who has dominated Jacob Junis. He's hit 3 homers off Junis and is batting .526 lifetime against Jacob Junis, but Junis wins battle number 1. Now Oscar Mercado. Mercado, the right-handed hitting center fielder, the rookie batting .314, 4 homers, 17 ribbies, lays off the curveball down and away for ball 1. Alex Gordon in left, Billy Hamilton in center, and Whit Merrifield, the Kansas City All-Star, in right. Now the 1-0, and it's a fastball strike to even the count. On the infield, Chesler Cuthbert at first, Nicky Lopez, the rookie second baseman, Aldoberto Mondesi back off the DL at short, Hunter Dozier at third, and the catcher is Martin Maldonado. Fastball inside, and the count 2-1 on Mercado. Jacob Junis works in the middle of the pitching slab, the wind and pitch, and it's swung on, tapped foul, third base side, and the count 2-2. Junis comes in with a record of 4-7, but his earned run average not very good, 5.23. Second full year in the Royals rotation. The next pitch swung on and missed, got him with a good curveball. Looked like Mercado was fooled and didn't know whether to swing or not, and you get caught in between, and you're usually going to lose, and he did. 2 down in the first strikeout. No score in the first. Carlos Santana, 5 for 10 lifetime against Junis. The Indians all-star. In fact, he'll start for the American League at first. Frankie Lindor will be a backup, and Brad Hand for the Indians in the bullpen for manager Alex Cora. The wind and pitch, and it's high, ball 1. Santana, thrilled to be starting in Cleveland. Batting .293, a team-high 18 bombs, a team-high 50 RBIs. The wind and pitch, and it's inside corner strike, 1-1. Santana just having a tremendous season in every aspect. 2 down, nobody on, no score, first inning. Now the windup by Junis and the 1-1 pitch. And Santana swings and sends one in the air to deep right center, but Billy Hamilton cruises over and makes the catch. Deep right center here would probably be the warning.
Cleveland.
I am invested in this town.
Tomorrow morning, 9 to 10.
I'm here to stay.
On WTAM 1100.
Well, the Indians and Royals are in the bottom half of inning number 1. And this ball game is scoreless. Trevor Bauer's going to get 2 starts here before the All-Star break. Tonight, obviously, and then on Sunday. Bauer, obviously, an All-Star a year ago, but far from an All-Star kind of season. But, boy, he is capable of having a dominant second half and has pitched much better here in the month of June and now into July than he did in the month of May. Bauer, 28 years of age, 6'1", 205. Fastball, cutter, curve, slider, changeup. Leading it off, the right-handed hitting all-star Whit Merrifield, who takes a fastball inside. Merrifield has started 3 different outfield spots, 2 different infield spots, so who knows where he'll play on Tuesday night in Cleveland. The wind and pitch, and it's in there, strike to even the count. Merrifield is a .303 hitter, leading baseball with 108 hits. He's homered 11 times, knocked in 43. What a player. Now the 1-1 and a curveball in there. Ball 1, strike 2. Merrifield is the oldest player in the history of Kansas City baseball to make his first All-Star game as a position player. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch. And wow, maybe high. Ball 2. And the count goes to 2-2. Merrifield is 30 years of age, so he is the oldest Kansas City position player to be a first-time All-Star. Now the windup. Now the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, sliced to right. Down the line it goes. Foul. Age 30 and an All-Star. And a guy that for a couple of years was not protected and could have been a Rule 5 draft pick by any major league team. The Royals didn't even think he was going to make it. You don't leave a guy age 26 unprotected if you think he's going to make it. Bauer works first base side of the rubber, and the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, up and in with a fastball to get him. In fact, Whit Merrifield, when he hadn't been called up by the Kansas City Royals, nearly quit after the 2015 season. Can you imagine that? That's how close he came to not quitting the game of baseball. He thought he'd give it another shot. He's the son of a coach, but so frustrated when he didn't get called up in 2015 that he thought about moving on in his life. Thankfully, he didn't. Here is Mondesi, who's been out a couple of weeks with a groin injury, and he takes down and in for ball 1. A switch-hitting shortstop batting left-handed. leading the American League with 27 steals. Now the wind and the 1-0. Mondesi takes its low 2-0. Mondesi is a .269 hitter, 6 homers, but he has 44 RBIs. Leads the league in steals, 27. Leads the league in triples with 8. Now the 2-0. Ball, or is it? No, a delayed call by Pat Hoberg, a strike at the knees, 2-1. Jake Bauers in left, Oscar Mercado in center, and Tyler Naquin is in right field. Right field, the tough Sun field. The wind and pitch, swung on, hit in the air, medium deep right center. The right fielder Naquin gives way to the center fielder. Oscar Mercado makes the catch. Again, that outfield alignment from left to right. Jake Bauers, Oscar Mercado, and Tyler Naquin. On the infield, Carlos Santana at first, Jason Kipnis at second, Frankie Lindor at short, Jose Ramirez at third, and Roberto Perez catching. 2 down, no score, first inning. The Indians overload the right side with 3 infielders. For the left-handed hitting Alex Gordon, batting .263, 10 homers, 52 RBIs. Fouls back Bauer's first pitch. Bauer, last Wednesday, dominated the Royals as he had a season-high 12 strikeouts against Kansas City last Wednesday in 6 2/3 innings. He gave up a run on 3 hits. Now the wind, now the 0-1, and it's high, 1-1. So on the year, Trevor Bauer's numbers shake out like this. 6 wins, 6 losses, .355 ERA. His 19th start tonight, 1 complete game. It was a shutout. He goes 7 innings to start. The pitch waved at, the good off-speed pitch, and the count 1-2. Bauer averages 10 strikeouts, 3 walks per 9 innings. He is 4th in the league in strikeouts. He's now leading the American League in innings pitched. And he is 4th in the American League with a .205 batting average against him. So, despite the 6-6 record, pretty darn good year. The pitch, a little high heat. Gordon laid off 2-2. No score, first inning, 2 outs, nobody on a 90-degree night in the heartland, Kansas City, Missouri. Now the windup. Now the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, line drive, base hit, left center, and it's in the gap. Over to cut it off with the backhand, Mercado. Gordon going for 2. The throw's a good one. Tag made. Out at second is Gordon with a head-first slide. Kipnis was there to slap the tag on him. Good job by Oscar Mercado cutting that ball off in these massive alleys. Clinic Indians Radio Network.
Win tickets to the Home Run Derby and All-Star Game at WTAM.com.
No score, second inning. Cleanup hitter Jason Kipnis takes down and in from right-hander Jacob Junis. Kipnis on quite a roll over the last 14 games, hitting .385 with 4 homers, 15 RBIs. He takes the strike, 1-1. In the last 14 games, Kipnis has half of his season's total in RBIs and 4 of his 6 homers. He swings, fouls one upstairs, and the count on Kipnis, a ball and 2 strikes. On the year, Jason Kipnis, a .246 mark, 6 homers, 30 RBIs. Played straight up, medium deep in the Royals outfield. The pitch, and it leans him back with the hard stuff, and the count 2-2. Hey, Lyft is the official rideshare partner of the Indians. It'll make getting to and going from the ballpark and getting home from the park a home run. Pitch is high, full count. Download the Lyft app today and get going. Great way to go. Pick your car if you want to live like a king. Now the payoff pitch. A swing and a little tapper by the mound. Near the bag at second, the shortstop Mondesi gets rid of it in a hurry. And that is the out. 1 down. Here's Jose Ramirez, switch hitter, batting left-handed. Hitting .214, 5 homers, 30 RBIs. No score yet here in inning number 2. The Indians and Royals, another game tomorrow night, then a day game on the 4th of July. The wind and pitch, and an overhand curveball drops in for a strike. Now the 0-1 pitch. Down low, ball 1-1. Junis signed out of high school, kicks, fires, and the pitch is low, 2-1. The right-hander's next offering swung on and a rocket to right, base hit. So Jose Ramirez with a one-out single to right. The Indians have their first base hit and base runner. And here's Jake Bauers, who hit a home run off Jacob Junis last Wednesday night. Whether you're shipping from Cleveland or through Cleveland, choose Global Transport. It's Northeast Ohio's preferred provider for transportation and logistics management. Bauers, left-handed hitter in left field. He's been struggling again. 3 hits in his last 25 at-bats. That's over the last 9 games. The pitch to him, and it's on the inside corner, a strike. Junis working out of the stretch for the first time tonight. He sets, tosses to first, and back with a dive, Ramirez. Ramirez now, 18 steals. He's only been caught 3 times, and Jose Ramirez third in the league in steals. Of course, Mondesi leads the league in steals. Billy Hamilton is 4th in the league in steals. Now the 0-1. Down and in, a curveball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Not much of a lead for Ramirez. Doesn't look like he feels real comfortable right now with Junis's move. Martin Maldonado, a tremendous throwing catcher. Bauers looking, taking. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jacob Junis got out of that first inning, so that's the sign usually that he could have a good night. The first inning has been his Bermuda Triangle all season long. Now the pitch, and it's off speed, down and away, 2-2. His earned run average is 771 in the first inning, 3rd highest in the American League, so he got out of it unscathed, so Junis could be in for a good night. We'll see. 1 out, 1 on, second inning, no score. Toss over to first, and Ramirez back standing this time. Now the 2-2. Swung on, grounded up the middle, base hit, center field. Ramirez makes the turn. He'll scamper to third. And the Indians have runners at the corners on the Bauers single to center. Now the catcher, Roberto Perez. First and third, 1 down. No score, and Perez hitting a .182 over the last 6 games. So the Indians with a chance to get on the board here in the second. And the pitch is swung on, lofted high in the air, foul, first base side, not deep. Everybody's trying to converge, and it drops between Lopez, Cuthbert, and Merrifield. The first, second baseman, and right fielder all trying to get into foul ground in shallow right, and Perez gets a reprieve. 0-1 the count on the Indians catcher. The Indians got blitzed in Baltimore. It's amazing you can get outscored 26-2 and not get swept. Somehow the Indians got a win thanks to Shane Bieber. Now the 0-1 is down and away 1-1. Indians got beat back-to-back games Friday and Saturday 13-0 each game, and then win 2-0. So stunning you could get 2 runs in a 3-game series and walk out of there with a win. The pitch outside. 2 balls and a strike.
I think most stunning heading into that series, Baltimore with the highest team ERA in the league, so you would figure you can go in there to Camden Yards on a hot weekend and score some runs.
The pitch. A swing and another pop-up. Foul, first base side again. Cuthbert near the railing of the photo area, and it falls out of play into one of the dugout suite areas. And Perez is living life on the edge. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runners at the corners. No score in the second. Pretty good gap in left center for the Indians catcher. As Junis, taking forever, delivers, and it's down and away with a breaking ball. Full count. Infield double play depth. Ramirez at third, Bowers at first. 1 out, second inning, no score. Jacob Junis brings the hands up just below the chin, fires to first, diving back as Bowers, and he almost strayed too far. That was close. Royals having a tough time, as you might expect, drawing people. You go back-to-back World Series in 14 and 15, and now kind of a second year of a total rebuild in which you're going to lose probably over 100 games again, and the attendance reflects that. They're about 1,000 a game below the Indians. Now the pitch. Runner goes. Pitch swung on. Skied in the air again. Not very deep center, but deep enough to probably score Ramirez. Hamilton catches it. He'll throw to second. Tagging and crossing home plate is Jose Ramirez. And so pretty good at bat for Roberto Perez as he's able to get the sac fly and giving Perez now 32 RBIs. And the Indians have a 1-0 lead. 2 down. Bowers still at first. And the struggling DH Bobby Bradley at the plate, left-handed hitter. Bradley hitting 125 in 7 games with the Indians, couple of RBIs. The pitch to him, and he bounces at foul first base side. Indians feel right now Bradley is probably trying too hard to get that first major league home run, and he is really pulling off the ball, and his head is flying open towards the first base coaching box, and you're just not going to hit up here doing that. Now the set by Junis. The 0-1. Bounced it in there. Great block by Maldonado on a ball that bounced in front of the plate, and he blocked it with his chest protector. And a 1-1 count. Bradley had 24 bombs and batted .292 with Columbus. No score until the Perez sac fly here in the second. And that's how you score runs in this park. You don't necessarily hit a ton of homers. The pitch, inside, 2-1. You get some singles, then you take advantage of the massive outfield for extra base hits. That massive outfield helped get Perez the sac fly. 1-0 Tribe, 2 down. Bowers at first, not much of a lead. He almost got picked off before. The set, the pitch. Bradley takes off, speed away, 3-1. And this is what the Indians want Bobby Bradley to get back to, is just try to settle down, not be so anxious at the plate, and not be trying so hard to hit that first major league homer. He'll get one. And usually when he gets homers, they come in bunches. The pitch, he bangs one foul, first base side. There's what you're seeing that you don't see in the International League. A 3-1 curveball from Jacob Junis. You're not getting a fastball. Now the third baseman, Hunter Dozier, runs over to the right side of the infield. The shortstop, Mondesi, the only guy on the left side, but he's playing up the middle. So traveling time at first for Bowers, 1-0 Indians. The 2-out, 3-2 pitch is waved at. Chase the high fastball, and Bradley.
In sports on WTAM 1100 can now be heard on 106.9 FM.
The Indians and the Royals continue here in the bottom half of inning number 2. And the Tribe has the early 1-0 lead. Third baseman Hunter Dozier. He's had an all-star type year, but he didn't get chosen. And he takes a fastball that runs in, ball 1. Dozier batting .299, 13 homers, 44 RBIs. He's finally had that breakout season the Royals have waited for, and he looks like a good one now. He looks at a breaking ball strike in the count 1-1. Dozier spent 6 years in the minor leagues after being a first-round pick out of college. Stephen F. Austin University 6 years ago. Now the pitch to him, and a curveball in a bit outside, evidently. 2-1 the count. Indians play Dozier, a right-handed hitter, a bit the other way toward right. Bauer into the motion. Here it comes. Swung on, lifted in the air, right in front of the plate, and calling for it, third baseman Jose Ramirez, midway between the mound and the plate. And that is out number 1. That'll bring up the DH, Jorge Soler. Soler, he's having a career year. Batting .233, third in the league in homers, 22. Seventh in the league in RBIs, 56. Royals got him from the Cubs for their closer, Wade Davis. This is his third year in Kansas City, and boy, it took a long time for him to blossom. Cubs signed him out of Cuba. The pitch, a swing and a high drive, deep left center field. We are tied at 1. A splash on top of the waterfalls and water spectacular just below the second deck of seating in left center. That is mammoth. Bauer's given up 16 home runs. And that was a titanic blast for Jorge Soler. And this is a 1-1 ball game. And Bauer left one right down the middle, and Soler didn't miss it. So the game is quickly tied at 1. And a Royals ball club that doesn't do a lot of home run hitting gets a beast of one from Jorge Soler's 23rd. Chesler Cuthbert looks at a called strike. They're telling us 451 feet into the water it splashed. The pitch, and it misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. You know, Soler might be a guy the Royals trade. Who knows? He can opt out of his 9-year contract that he signed with the Cubs next year. That pitch down and away, ball 2, 2-1. So we shall see what the Royals have planned. Chesler Cuthbert, the right-handed hitter at first, batting .299. Takes a swing, taps one to third. Fielded on a chest-high bounce by Ramirez, who guns it over, 2 down. 1-1 is our score. Second inning, 2 outs, nobody on for Nicky Lopez. Power Home Solar, the official solar provider of the Indians, building a movement. Visit powerhome.com or text solar 411-411. Power Home Solar, own your power. Lopez, a rookie, left-handed hitter, second baseman. He's why Whit Merrifield now is a full-time outfielder, and he grounds one up the middle and into right center, a base hit. So Lopez has the second hit in the inning, third hit in the game for the Royals. And here's catcher Martin Maldonado. Had a heck of a road trip. He batted .381 on their just concluded road trip with a couple of home runs. Right-handed hitting Kansas City catcher bats with 2 down. And a runner at first in a 1-1 game here in the second. Now the set, and Bauer with the hands at the belt delivers, and he drops one in there called strike. Trevor Bauer playing with a heavy heart tonight. He was saying that before the game tonight, he and Tyler Skaggs have become friends when they spent 2 years together with the Arizona Diamondbacks. The tragic loss of the Anaheim Angels left-handed starting pitcher who died unexpectedly yesterday in Dallas, Texas. Another breaking ball drops in there, another strike 0-2. And Bauer and Skaggs were teammates for 2 years in Arizona and had become friends. Skaggs then got dealt back to the Angels, and of course Bauer traded to Cleveland. And a huge loss for that family, and your thoughts and prayers with all of the Skaggs family and friends. 2-strike pitch, swing and a miss, got him to chase the slider down and away. Maldonado strikes out, and Bauer limits the damage to the bomb to the water. The Indians and the
tomorrow morning, WTAM 1100.
Game tied at 1. We go to the third inning here in Kansas City, Missouri. The city of Kansas City basically split between 2 states. Part of Kansas City is in Missouri. Part of Kansas City is in Kansas. As the leadoff hitter for the Indians in the third is the number 9 hitter, Tyler Naquin, taking a strike underneath his arms. Naquin had a home run last Wednesday off Junis. Naquin has really struggled, 3 for his last 26. Left-handed hitting right fielder, the pitch. Backs him off the plate inside, 1-1. You really wouldn't know if you were in Kansas City, Missouri or Kansas City, Kansas, unless you're from here. You would know it come tax time. The 1-1. Swing and a foul at the plate, 1-2. Tax is much higher for the folks that live in Kansas than they are in Missouri. This ballpark is in the state of Missouri. Now the windup by Jacob Junis. Now the 1-2. Swung on a shot on the ground between first and second into right field. A base hit. So Naquin has the Indians' third hit. Leads off the third with a single. Top of the order now. And Francisco Lindor, switch hitter batting left-handed. Flied out to center his first time up. So the hits are even at 3. It's a 1-1 game in the third, and the Liberty Ford Grand Slam giveaway contestant is Brian Bader of Canton. If the Indians hit a Grand Slam this inning, Brian Bader from Canton wins the 2019 Ford Mustang convertible from Liberty Ford. Naquin takes his lead. Lindor taps one foul at the plate, strike 1. Visit LibertyFord.com to enter for your chance to win the 2019 Ford Mustang convertible. Lindor readjusting the batting gloves. Frankie batting .526 with 3 lifetime homers off Jacob Junis. Naquin, modest lead, and Lindor lines the single to center. Naquin hits second, big turn, he's going to third. Hamilton's throw to third on one hop, head first slide, tag, not in time! Oh, aggressive base running, which is what Terry Francona preaches. First to third on a single to center. Good, strong one-hop throw to third from center fielder Billy Hamilton. Ned Yost trying to determine whether or not to challenge the call. Right now, Indians at the corners with nobody out, and that's the way it'll stay. It looked like the throw beat Naquin, but the tag by Dozier might have been on the wrong hand of Naquin, who got the right hand in when Dozier went to tag the left hand. Good base running by Naquin. And the Indians need some of that because they're just not doing much with the bats. So try to manufacture and create some offense. Here's Oscar Mercado waving at a breaking ball for strike one. Mercado struck out his first time up. Lindor with a dozen steals at first. He's only been caught one time. Martin Maldonado, as good a throwing catcher as there is in the game. He's gunned down 31% of the would-be base stealers. Naquin at third, Lindor at first. Nobody out, third inning, 1-1 game. Right-hander against right-hander. Junis's pitch is waved at. Boy, he's sticking with a slider, and he's got a good one. And the count is 0-2. Jacob Junis has so far this year struck out most of the batters that he has struck out with his slider. The pitch, swing and a miss. He went right back to it, and he got a strikeout. Third strikeout for Junis, and he just fed Mercado nothing but sliders. And that is out number one, and it's a biggie, keeping runners at the corners, keeping the game tied at 1. Junis, with his slider this year, 76% of his strikeouts come on his slider. 76%. Only Chris Sale and Patrick Corbin have struck out more batters percentage-wise with their slider in the major leagues than that. Batting left-handed, Carlos Santana. Throw to first, Lindor back standing. Santana flied out to center his first time up. Indians at first and third, one out, third inning, 1-1 tie. Santana, 5 for 11 lifetime against Junis. Outfield, fairly deep, around toward right. Infield, a bit to the right. No shift, double play depth. The pitch. Backed him off the plate, down and in. Ball one. 1-0 the count. Terry Francona held a brief meeting with the ball club tonight, about 2.5 hours before the start of this ball game. The pitch, and it's a breaking ball strike, and the count of 1-1. Wanted to give them some updates on the All-Star break, what's going on, when they reassemble, that kind of thing. But more importantly, make sure everybody realizes, look, you don't cruise into the All-Star break. You go 120 miles an hour until Sunday's finale. The set, the pitch, and it bounced in there. Another great block by Maldonado, keeping the ball near him. Nobody can move up in the count, 2-1. Too many times players start thinking about that upcoming All-Star break, and why not? They have been at this literally since mid-February without any significant time off. Why wouldn't you look forward to it? But you can't. The pitch, outside, a changeup, and the count 3-1. As Tito said, you have got to fly into the break playing as hard as you can, then enjoy the break. But don't get caught up in what your plans are, what you're doing, when your flight is leaving town, that kind of thing. The pitch, ball 4 outside. That was almost an intentional walk. There was a base open. It was second, not anymore. So Santana, second in the American League, with a .411 on-base percentage, has drawn the first walk of this game to load the bases for Jason Kipnis And Junis wanted no part of Santana. He knows the career numbers. And now catcher Martin Maldonado out to the mound. He also knows that Kipnis is 2 for 13 lifetime. So the Indians have a chance here in the Liberty Ford Grand Slam giveaway inning. Brian Bader of Canton is tonight's contestant, trying to win the brand new Ford Mustang convertible from Liberty Ford. Indians haven't had a grand slam in any inning this year. And the Indians with the bases loaded now. So the Indians have Naquin at third, Lindor at second, Santana at first. And here's Jason Kipnis batting. Grounded out to short his first time up. The set, the pitch, breaking ball is in there, strike. Jason Kipnis has hit 2 grand slams. His last one was that walk-off game winner against the White Sox last September. Junis delivering. Kipnis fouling it straight back, came at him with the hard stuff, and the count 0-2. Now, Junis is not a hard thrower. Low 90s. And a lot of sink on his fastball. The Indians all over the joint. 1 down, 1-1 tie, third inning. Kipnis with the bases loaded this year, 0 for 5. That pitch runs away, and the count 1-2. Yeah, this is an inning where the Indians need more than a sac fly. Bases loaded, 1 out, middle of the order up. Now the 1-2 pitch. Way high and outside, a curve that just didn't do anything. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Junis, who had cruised through that first inning, is staggered right now. Bases loaded, 1 out, 1-1 game in the third. But with that sinker, he's looking for the inning-ending double play. The pitch swung on, bounced foul through the first base coaching box. And the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Royals, on their recent road trip, did give up 19 home runs in the 7-game road trip. 3 to Cleveland, 4 to Toronto. So all of a sudden, their pitching staff has been giving up the bomb. The pitch, Kipnis bouncing it foul again, first base side. And the count stays 2-2, and a good battle going on now. And Junis made 13 pitches in the first inning. He's made 47 pitches in the last 2 innings. On a 90-degree night, that is not the recipe for a long outing. The right-hander's ready. Here it comes. Swung on, fouled it off again. So Kipnis spoiling the 2 strike pitches to stay alive at 2-2. 1 out, bases loaded, third inning, and a ball game that is tied at 1 run apiece. Junis, a long look in, nods in agreement with Maldonado, delivers. Just missed outside with the soft stuff. And Jason Kipnis has taken the count to 3-2. The right-hander's ready. Payoff pitch. Bounced it in there. Ball 4. Kipnis draws the bases loaded walk, and the Indians take a 2-1 lead. A 9-pitch at bat. And Jason Kipnis gets his 31st RBI on a bases-loaded walk. And the Indians will take him any way they can get him. 2-1 Indians as Naquin scores the go-ahead run. Lindor now to third. Santana to second. Kipnis at first. And Jose Ramirez, the switch hitter, batting left-handed. The pitch. And he checks and takes a called strike. Ramirez, with the bases loaded, is 2 for 10 this year. He singled to right his first time. He bounces this one foul right side, 0-2. In his Major League career, Jose Ramirez has never hit a grand slam. He had a sharp line drive single to right and scored last inning. 2-1 Indians. Bases loaded, still only one out in the third. And the 2-strike pitch. Swung on, fouled it off his foot, ricocheted to first, fielded by Kipnis. He's doing it all here in the top of the third. And a fan has a souvenir. Well, the only person enjoying this third inning is the guy selling beer here at Kauffman Stadium. He may be plumb out of it on this hot, steamy night. 90 degrees here in Missouri. Breeze blowing out toward left. Ramirez awaiting the 2-strike pitch. Here it comes. Just missed outside, 1-2. Well, you pretty much figure when he gets to 2 strikes, you're going to see the slider. That's been his out pitch all year, including tonight. Now the 1-2. Swung on, grounded to first, fielded by Cuthbert. To second, 1. Mondesi's relay wide, not in time. Good stretching catch by the first baseman, Cuthbert. Cuthbert had a sharply hit ball to him, but his throw was to the third base side of second and low, so that didn't make it easy for Mondesi to make sure he caught it and then tried to double up Ramirez. Better throw by Cuthbert. They might have gotten out of the inning. As it is, Ramirez gets a fielder's choice RBI, his 31st, as Lindor scores. Forced out at second base was Kipnis. Santana goes to third, and Ramirez is now at first. Runners at the corners, now 2 men out. Indians now with a 3-1 lead. Jake Bauers single to center his first time. Takes a called strike this time. So at least for the Indians, it's a 2-run inning. And the 2 runs this inning matches the total number of runs they scored all weekend in Baltimore. 3-1 Tribe, third inning. The pitch. Checked on a pitch at the knees, strike 2. We'll never give away that Mustang convertible.
You don't think
Nope.
tonight's the night?
Nope.
Bauers walks.
Nope.
Perez goes deep.
Nope. Won't be tomorrow night. Won't be Thursday. Here's the set. The 0-2 pitch. Down and in. Checked on a pitch. 1-2. Had we had this contest in the mid-90s, Liberty Ford would be out of business.
Timing's everything.
They'd have had to have a transport truck bringing in Mustang convertibles weekly. 3-1 Indians. Santana at third. Ramirez at first. 2 down in this marathon, top of the third. Pitch number 32 of the inning. Misses down and away, and off the mound, headed for the first base dugout, was Junis, and he didn't get the call. 2-2 the count, and he'll make at least a 33rd pitch this inning and a 73rd pitch this game. Here it comes. Swung on, line towards short by the diving Mondesi, into left center, a base hit. That'll score Santana. Ramirez hits third. He's coming home. Throw goes to second. Relay throw to the plate, not in time. He scores sliding. And it becomes a 2-out, 2-run double to left center for Jake Bauers. And the Indians have a 4-run rally and lead 5-1. Great base running, great base coaching by Mike Sarbaugh at third. Again, in this massive outfield, balls don't ever even get remotely close to the warning track. They're cut off in the gaps, this time by Gordon. The left fielder threw into second, but no chance to get Bowers. And Mike Sarbaugh never hesitated sending Ramirez, who scores from first on a double that got to medium deep left center. And Bowers has a 2-hit night. The double is his 11th. The 2 RBIs give him 31, and the Indians finally get the big inning they've been searching for ever since they left Northeast Ohio. 5-1 Indians, and the inning is still not over.
We talk about it so much, Tom. Staying in the middle of the diamond, Bowers, who is struggling coming in, has done that tonight. The single to right center and then the double to left center just past the shortstop. Good approach for him tonight.
Here's Roberto Perez, sac fly to center, his first time up. The pitch. He swings, chops one to third, backing up, fielding it. Dozier, long throw in the dirt, not picked by Cuthbert. He can't find the ball. Bowers around third, heads for home and scores. And the Indians lead it 6-1. Dozier backed up on that ball, then made a bad throw to first. Cuthbert couldn't pick the one hopper, got a glove on it, but didn't know where it ricocheted. No RBI, as Perez is aboard on the throwing error. And the Indians have taken control of this one early. A 5-run third, 6-1 Indians, 9th man to bat in the inning. Bobby Bradley. Junis throws one in the dirt, knocked down again by Maldonado. Bradley struck out his only time up. Perez is the runner at first, and the Indians have a 6-1 lead in the third, having scored 5 times this inning. The set and the pitch. Off speed, misses outside 2-0, and Jacob Junis here in inning number 3 on a 90-degree night has made 36 pitches this inning and still counting. Now the pitch, outside and high, and the count 3-0. Nobody throwing in the Royals' pen yet, but that may soon change. The bullpen phone has been ringing. Now the set and pitch. Bradley with a towering fly into shallow center, and actually it's going to stay right on the short grass area behind the bag at second and shallow center. It'll be caught by the number 9 hitter. Will bat left-handed. The switch-hitting center fielder takes the high heat, ball 1. Trevor Bauer with a 6-1 lead, bottom of the third. In close at third, Ramirez. Hamilton bangs one up the middle, off the back of the leg by Bauer. Recovers, flips to first, and that stung. Bauer on a bullet back up the middle, turned his back, looked like it got him up high just below the buttocks area in the back of his leg. Good thing he turned, and he'll be fine. And that is out number 1. May have even got him in the biskies, not the leg.
Oh, you were waiting for the opportunity to say that. That's where the most padding is.
Our job is to let folks know what happened. There's spankings that are harder than that. Here's Whit Merrifield, struck out his first time up. The All-Star tonight in right field. The pitch to him, and it's inside a ball. Whit Merrifield, the only Royals All-Star representative. But that's to be expected, that curveball strike. You lose 104 games last year, and this year, shoot, you're on pace to lose more than that. You're not getting many All-Stars. The wind, the pitch. And it's a curveball that is swung on, banged up the middle, base hit center field. So Whit Merrifield leads the majors now with 109 base hits on a single to center. Indians baseball brought to you by Everstream. It's Cleveland's business fiber network. Whether it's Ethernet, high-speed internet, dark fiber, or data storage, Everstream has the solution for all your data needs. For more information, go to everstream.net. Here's Alberto Mondesi. After 2 weeks on the DL with a groin injury, flied out to center his first time up. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Mondesi swings and misses, fooled on a changeup. Mondesi, the son of Raul Mondesi, that was a big, strong, power-hitting outfielder with the Dodgers and Toronto primarily. His pops played 13 years in the majors. Raul Mondesi was the National League Rookie of the Year with the Dodgers in 1994. Now the 0-1, swung on, tapped foul right side, 0-2. Have never met Adalberto's mom, but he must be built more like Mom because he's not built like his dad. His dad was built like a fullback, power hitter, but Adalberto Mondesi is sleek, can run like almost nobody else in the game. Slick fielding shortstop and a future star. The pitch to him, Indians shift 3 to the right, and he bangs one towards the first base area, and it's foul between the coach and Santana. And it's still an 0-2 count on Mondesi. Took him a long time. He was in the minor leagues 7 years, never hit much. But boy, the last 2 years he's come on, primarily last year after the All-Star break, and it's continued here in 2019. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Good curveball. Struck him out. And the strikeout for Bauer is his third. That'll bring up Alex Gordon. 2 down. Gordon singled to left center. Tried to go for 2 and was thrown out to end the first. 6-1 Indians here in the third inning. Trevor Bauer has dominated Kansas City in this ballpark. My goodness, he's been good at Kauffman Stadium, which is a good pitcher's park. Bauer, again with the Indians, putting 3 on the right side of the infield, sets, hands at the belt, and deals, and it's high, ball 1. In this ballpark, Trevor Bauer has a 1.87 lifetime ERA in 8 career games in this park. That's the 3rd lowest earned run average ever in this ballpark by anybody. But again, Bauer in this ballpark would be something else. And ballparks really impact the game, both from a pitching and hitting standpoint. Here's the set, the 1-0. Swung on, Gordon pops it up. Third baseman Jose Ramirez into shallow left to make the catch.
And Junis throws him out at first base. 1 pitch, 1 down. Naquin leading off for his second straight inning as the Indians batted around, scored 5 times in the third, and they lead it 6-1 here in the fourth in Kansas City. Jim Rosenhaus along with Tom Hamilton on a warm night in KC, 90 degrees at game time. Francisco Lindor the batter, and he takes a Jacob Junis pitch, a fastball inside for ball 1. Jerry Chapin, our on-site engineer here in KC. Brian Matze back at Command Center. As the Indians' 3-city road trip continues here in KC, the 1-0. Strike called on the outside corner at the knees, and the count's now 1-1 on Lindor, who is 1 for 2 tonight. He singled last inning, later scored. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Good slider that time. And we've seen a ton of them from Junis, who made 38 pitches last inning. He's at 82 in the game, so don't look for him to go too deep into this one. Now the 1-2 pitch to Lindor. Swung on, ground ball to the second baseman. Lopez is there, easy hop. Throws on to first in time for the out. 2 up, 2 down for the Tribe here in the fourth. Indians baseball is brought to you in part by Tire Pros of Ohio, making game day travel a little more exciting. Check in when you're attending a Cleveland Indians game this summer. You could win a free Tire Pros gift card or tickets to a future game. Tire Pros, hassle-free, guaranteed. Find out more at ohiotirepros.com. Here's Oscar Mercado, the pitch to him. Slider low and outside for ball one. Mercado's been up twice, struck out twice. Junis right back into the windup. He needs a quick inning in the worst way, and there's a swing and a high fly ball foul off to the right side, not a play. So 1-1 the count on Mercado. Came in batting .314. What a year it has been for the young man who started at AAA Columbus. As there's a swing and a ground ball to Lopez again. The second baseman fields and flips on to first for the out. And it is indeed a quick inning for Jake. Trevor Bauer back to work with that 5-run lead as we're underway in the bottom half of the fourth inning. He's facing Hunter Dozier, who popped to third his first time up. Bauer's allowed the 1 run on 4 hits. Tribe has 6 runs on 5 base hits. Bauer's into the windup. Here's his pitch to Dozier, and it's bounced in there for ball 1. Hunter Dozier, what a season. Second in the American League in OPS, on base plus slugging, and that's that great barometer. You get close to 1,000 on that, and that's MVP territory. He's at 952, the pitch. Breaking ball, inside for a ball, and the count's now 2-0 on Dozier. It was Dozier who hit that grand slam in the series opener between these two clubs in Cleveland last week that proved to be the game winner in the 9th inning. The 2-0. Breaking ball in there for a strike. 2-1 the count on Dozier. Right-handed batter with the 13 homers, 44 driven in. Now Bauer's into the wind. Here comes his 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball, just missed again. Man, he is not missing by much, but it's 3-1 on Dozier. Jorge Soler to follow, and then Cheslor Cuthbert in the home half of the fourth inning. 6-1, Indians lead. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and driven to dead center, and it's hit a long way, but it's a lot of room out there. Mercado back and makes the catch on the warning track with plenty of room to spare, really, despite that ball being hit extremely well by Dozier. Here's Jorge Soler. Soler hit his 23rd home run on the season, his first time up. And in the second inning, that tied the game at the time at 1. Then the Indians went on to score 5 times in the third. Here comes the pitch to Soler. Breaking ball, low and outside. There are still 2 slots open in the Home Run Derby next Monday night in Cleveland. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on, popped up foul and out of play. That's off to the right side. And the count's now 1-1. I'm going to guess Soler's getting some good consideration to take part in that as he's had the big year. Joey Gallo said today, the big Texas slugger, that he's not going to participate if asked. He's had some injury issues this season. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball. Down low. Did he check it? Nope. 2-1 the count. Or he did check it, excuse me. So it is 2-1 on Soler. Bauer gave up that home run in the first inning on a fastball, and he's thrown nothing but breaking pitches here to Soler in this at-bat. Here's the 2-1. Another curveball, and that drops in there for a strike. A beauty from Trevor Bauer. Well, it looks like all the pitches working well tonight for Bauer. Coming off a 127-pitch outing his last time out. That was Wednesday against this same Royals ball club on a day where the Indians needed that from him. The bullpen had been taxed. Here's the 2-2. Fastball just missed outside. 3-2 the count. But as Carl Willis, the Indians pitching coach, was saying on the warm-up show tonight, It's uncommon to let a pitcher go that far, but they appreciate the effort from Bauer, trying to pick up the pen that day. The 3-2 pitch. Low and outside, ball 4. He missed with a breaking ball, and Soler walks. First walk allowed by Bauer. And with one away, Cheslor Cuthbert will step to the plate. Now, this year, the Ohio 529 plan and the Indians have teamed up to present a $10,000 college savings award to a Cleveland Metropolitan School District student. Visit collegeadvantage.com/Indians to enter the sweepstakes. Ohio's 529 plan, a proud partner of the Tribe. Here's the pitch, and it's a fastball on the inside corner for strike 1 to Cuthbert. Indians up 6-1. We're in the bottom half of the 4th inning. 1 out. Soler, the base runner, at first. Here's Bauer's pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Boy, Cuthbert took a huge rip, almost went down to one knee. He swung so hard, but just flailing away at that good breaking ball from Trevor Bauer. Now Bauer's ready. Here's his pitch. Another breaking pitch that misses down low. They count now 1-2. Cheslor Cuthbert in there at first base. We've seen him a lot at third base throughout his career. Now Bauer's ready. Here's his 1-2. Fastball up high. 97 miles an hour from Trevor Bauer. Fair to say he is loose. And he let that one rip, but missed with it. Now the count 2-2 on Cuthbert, who bounced to third his first time up. Here's Bauer's 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Came right back with the fastball and blew it by him at 96 miles an hour. So a strikeout for Trevor Bauer. That's his 4th in the game, and we'll make that our Ohio Cat strikeout of the game. Ohio Cat is your authorized Caterpillar equipment dealer. Check them out at ohiocat.com for all of your new, used, and rental equipment needs. Here's Nicky Lopez. Lopez singled his first time up. Soler at first, 2 away. Here's Bauer's pitch, and it's swung on and skied to right. Back on it, Naquin, plenty of room. Now he settles and makes the catch to retire the side. Strong inning for Bauer. We head to the 5th. Indians 6, Royals 1.
Home Run Derby and All-Star Game at WTAM.com.
Well, we head to the 5th inning with the Indians leading by a score of 6-1 here in Kansas City. And the starter, Jacob Junis, will continue as he faces Carlos Santana to lead things off for the Tribe. Here's the pitch from Junis, and Santana looks at a breaking pitch up high for ball 1. A lot of breaking stuff, a lot of sliders, good slider from Junis, and he throws it a ton. Here's his 1-0, swung on, chopped foul over to the Royals dugout. May have been the straight change right there. Time for the Cleveland Clinic Caregivers shout out. From fingers to toes and joints to bones, get the orthopedic care you need when and where you need it. Next pitch, outside and high. Visit clevelandclinic.org/ortho. 2-1 the count on Santana. Junis lets it fly, and the pitch is a breaking ball on the outside corner for a strike. Good off speed that time on the curve. So now it's 2-2 on Santana, who has walked and flied to center his first time up. Here's the pitch to him. Swung on, blasted foul off to the left side, out of play. Santana now with 59 walks on the season. He's been in the top 5 in the American League most of the year and on pace for 100 walks again. Now the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, looped foul back to the screen. We'll do it again on 2-2. Indians broke open a 1-1 ball game with a 5-run third. The big hit, a 2-run double from Jake Bauers. Here's the pitch, and Santana rips it off the glove of Cuthbert, the first baseman, to the second baseman, Lopez, who throws back to the pitcher, Junis, covering. But Santana was safe at first base, and then that ball rolled into the dugout, and Santana will take second. It will go as a single for Santana, but then an error on the pitcher, Junis, for not catching that throw from Lopez. And Lopez, easy to look at in hindsight, but he should have just hung on to that ball as it tipped off the glove of Cuthbert, the first baseman. By the time Lopez got to it and Junis was covering, Santana was across the bag, and then the throw went wild off the glove of Junis, who didn't catch it. He's charged with the error, and there's Santana at second. Now Jason Kipnis, who swings and pops one up foul down the left side and out of play. Kipnis with a great at-bat, or plate appearance as it turned out, in the third inning. He ended up walking with the bases loaded to force in a run. And that opened the gates. The Indians would score 4 more times in the third inning. The last time he came to the plate, the pitch to him. Inside for a ball. We're in the fifth. 6-1, Tribe in front. Royals have some activity in their bullpen. They have a right-hander getting loose. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss by Kipnis. 1-2 the count. Santana off the bag at second base. Now the pitch. Swung on. Pulled foul past the first base bag. Jake Newberry is the right-hander. He's just up from AAA Omaha. Royals making some moves earlier today with their roster, fortifying their bullpen after a long road trip. Here's the pitch to Kipnis, and it misses down low for a ball. 2-2 the count. Newberry and Adalberto Mondesi, he was activated from his injury rehab stint. Newberry called up from Omaha. And Scott Barlow, a right-hander, sent down. There's a pitch down low to Kipnis, and it's 3-2 now. Barlow sent down along with infielder Humberto Arteaga. He had been the shortstop while Mondesi was out. Payoff pitch coming. Here it is. Swung on, skied to left, fairly deep. Back on it, Gordon still going, but plenty of room here, and he makes the catch. Tagging, heading for third is Santana, and he's in with a slide, advancing to third with less than 2 down. So a productive out for Kipnis as he got the ball deep enough to left to advance the runner. And now Jose Ramirez, 1 for 2 with a single, an RBI, and 2 runs scored. Indians baseball is always live with MLB At Bat. You can follow the action with game tracking, live radio, up-to-the-minute stats, and much more. It's your #1 app for Indians baseball. Here's the pitch to Ramirez. It's down low for ball 1. Infield in for Kansas City. They want to try and cut this run off at the plate. Already trailing 6-1. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, pulled foul outside of first. And now it's 1-1 on Ramirez. Switch hitter left side. It has been a battle every step of the way this season. He's been a little better of late. Last 2 weeks of June, some progress. The 1-1 swung on, bounced foul outside of first base again. 1-2 the count. And tonight, that first at-bat, good solid line drive to right for a base hit. Now Junis from the stretch. The 1-2 swung on, line down the right side, foul. We'll do it again on 1-2. Time for your Cleveland Indians memorable moment. It's brought to you by the Nissan team, Bedford Nissan and Menor Nissan. This date back in 2016. It's only happened 9 times in Indians history. Rajai Davis hit for the cycle in Toronto. He went 4 for 5 with a couple of runs driven in. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, chopped foul at home plate. That was the 8th time that it happened in Indians history, and it had been 13 years between cycles. Travis Hafner had done it 13 years earlier. Then Davis, and then this season, Jake Bauers. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, missed outside and high. 2-2. Now time running short for Jacob Junis. He'll be hard-pressed to make it through this half inning as he's at 106 pitches. In a game where the Indians have really made him work. They've been patient. The 2-2. Breaking ball, down low, ball 3. This the most pitches he has made in any of his starts this season. The prior high had come against the Indians right here back on April the 14th. He had thrown 105 pitches. But he has surpassed that here tonight. And we are only in the 5th. 3-2 the count on Jose Ramirez with Santana down at third. 1 out in the inning. 6-1. Tribe in front. The 3-2 pitch. Waved at and missed. Strike 3. Ball dropped. Picked up by Maldonado. Throws on to first to complete the strikeout. But Ramirez swung at ball 4 right there. Santana has to remain at third. And here comes Ned Yost. That will be all for Jacob Junis. Pitching change for Kansas City in the 5th inning for your safety. Right-hander Jake Newberry's on in relief. 3rd stint with the Royals this season. Just up from AAA Omaha today to bolster that bullpen, which was used liberally over the weekend in Toronto. He's facing Jake Bauers with a runner at third, 2 down, and Bauers looks at a breaking ball for strike 1. It's 6-1. Tribe in front, looking to pad that lead here in the 5th inning. Bauers is already 2 for 2, a single and a 2-run double. Here's Newberry's 0-1. Bounced in there. Great stop by Martin Maldonado. He saved a run as Santana was ready to barrel down the line from third. Newberry's out of San Diego, California. He's a 24-year-old right-hander who goes 6'2", about 220. Drafted by the Royals back in 2012 and made it to the major leagues first time a season ago. Here's his 1-1. Swung on, line drive, center field, base hit, Jake Bauers. And scoring on the play is Santana. It is now the Tribe 7 and the Royals 1 on the 3rd hit on the night for Jake Bauers. Now Bauers has driven in 3 tonight. He now has 32 runs driven in on the season. And the Indians continue to tack on here against Kansas City. A 2-out RBI single for Bauers. That'll bring up Roberto Perez. Here's the pitch from Newberry. Low and outside for ball 1. Now the set by Newberry. Here's his 1-0. Just missed inside. And the count's now 2-0. Newberry was a 37th round draft pick by the Royals back in 2012. Out of high school in California. A right-hander sets at the belt. Here's his 2-0 pitch. Fastball on the inside corner for a strike at 94. Been pretty steady throughout his minor league career and got the call to the big leagues a season ago. Made 14 appearances out of the pen. Was 2-0 with Kansas City, an ERA of 4.73. Now time is called as Newberry took too long for Roberto Perez. Perez tonight, a sac fly, That was in the second inning, put the Indians on the board, and then reached on an error with a run scoring on that play in the third. The 2-1, breaking ball down low, 3-1. Tribe leads at 7-1 here at Kauffman Stadium on a lazy, warm summer night. Night game again tomorrow, then a day game on Thursday, the 4th of July. The 3-1 pitch, down low, ball 4, and Perez draws the walk. So Newberry has come on, allowed a base hit, and then walked a batter. And it brings up Bobby Bradley, the DH. Bradley tonight has struck out and popped to short. The Indians would like to thank Valley Ford Truck. They supply security vehicles at Progressive Field all season long. Check them out at Valley Ford Truck. Here's Bradley. Left-handed batter, good pop. Slightly closed stance, the pitch to him. Swung on, and there's a high fly ball to left. Heading toward the corner is Gordon. Now he's under it, and he makes the catch to retire the side. Indians add a run.
Can now be heard on 106.9 FM.
Martin Maldonado to lead things off for Kansas City in the bottom half of the fifth inning, facing Trevor Bauer, who's been solid tonight, allowing just a run on 4 hits. Indians lead 7-1 in the bottom half of the fifth. Maldonado struck out looking first time, and Bauer delivers. Fastball on the inside corner, strike 1. Well, we've seen Bauer as quick as 97 miles an hour with the hard stuff tonight. It's funny sometimes. You talk to Trevor and he says, you know, I have an average fastball. Average at 95 to 97. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. 0-2 the count on Maldonado. But he really feels his bread and butter is that breaking stuff, the good curve, when that's working well. And the straight change that he's worked so hard on, when those are located where they need to be, that makes him a different pitcher. The 0-2, there's a curveball that misses down low. 1-2 the count on Maldonado, who's had a good stretch. Last 2 weeks hitting at a 340 clip. He'll be followed by Billy Hamilton and then Whit Merrifield at the top of the Royals lineup here in the fifth. Outfield plays Maldonado pretty much straight away. Same on the infield, maybe to pull slightly. Now Bauer's into the line. Here comes his 1-2. Swung on, popped up foul and out of play. Tribe season ticket holders, don't forget you can earn your Tribe Rewards bonus points just for tuning in tonight. Log on to triberewards.com/codes, and tonight's radio code is Averill. Averill is the radio code. triberewards.com/codes. Here's Bauer's 1-2. Fastball popped up, foul again. This one comes back and out of play. As the fans look up into the sky, which is not quite fully dark yet. Still just a little bit of remaining daylight, but certainly no sunshine anymore. Lights just about taking their full effect here in Kansas City. Maldonado continues to step out on Bauer. 1-2 the count on the Royals catcher. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball, chopped foul outside of third. Get you the injury report this half inning. It's brought to you by Elk & Elk, a proud partner of the Tribe. For a team of injury lawyers who protect every client every day, give them a call at 1-800-ELK-OHIO. And if you were tuned in to Indians warm-up tonight, Tom and Tito talking about a couple of the Indians pitchers trying to make their way back from injury. First, the 1-2 to Maldonado. Swung on, and there's a high fly ball down the left side, hooking, foul, and into the seats. Out of play. We'll do it again on 1-2. Danny Salazar making some progress. Pitched in a real game out in Arizona, an Arizona Summer League game on Sunday. And slated to continue his progress each 5 days now on a true rehab assignment. The clock is ticking now. Now the 1-2 pitch. Fastball low and away, 2-2. Corey Kluber continuing to be able to play catch and lengthening out the distance that he can play catch at. So that's a good sign. Everything going well as he comes back from the broken right forearm. Jeffrey Rodriguez starting to throw as well. Shoulder issues for him. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him with the curve, and Maldonado's down on strikes. The 5th for Trevor Bauer. Here's Billy Hamilton. Bounce back to the mound his first time up. On the Royals side of things, they got the good news today. Adalberto Mondesi back in the lineup. Salvador Perez, that's the big injury for them, and it came early in spring training. Tommy John surgery, out for the year on his throwing elbow. Here's the pitch to Hamilton, and he pops it up foul and out of play off to the left side. So it's 0-1. 1 out. Base is empty. Tribe leading at 7-1 here in Kansas City. The 0-1. Breaking ball on the outside corner for a strike. 0-2 the count on Hamilton. Whit Merrifield waiting on deck. Now the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, popped up on the infield. The second baseman, Kipnis, is there. He makes the catch. 2 down in the inning. Let's pause. 10-second station ID on the Cleveland Clinic Indians radio network.
Rob Bailey in the newsroom. Democrats filing federal suit to get their hands on Trump's tax returns. More after the game on News Radio WTAM 1100 Cleveland.
Jim Rosenhaus along with Tom Hamilton back at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. Jerry Chapin, our on-site engineer here in the booth. Brian Motze back in Cleveland at Command Center. Indians leading at 7-1, bottom of the 5th. Whit Merrifield steps in and takes strike 1 on the inside corner. Your major league hits leader now after collecting base hit number 109 back in the 3rd inning, a single to center. Here's Bauer's 0-1 delivery. Breaking ball down low. 1-1 the count on Merrifield. Hot, fairly humid here in Kansas City today, although not quite as humid as the Indians found in Baltimore. That was stifling over the weekend. The 1-1 down low, 2-1. A little more comfortable here in Kansas City today, even though the temperature was in that 90-degree range, a little bit more at certain points in the day. Here comes Bauer's 2-1 pitch. Swung on, popped up foul and out of play off to the right. That'll hit the upper deck. So 2-2 on Merrifield. 7 runs on 7 hits for the Indians. 1 run, 4 hits for Kansas City. And the Royals have committed 2 errors tonight. And that's unusual. They've been a very good fielding team this year. Best in the American League. Fewest errors at 31 coming in. The 2-2. Swung on. Tapped slowly to third. This is trouble. And picking it up and just hanging onto it is Jose Ramirez. Infield single for Merrifield. Took the full swing, but it rolled out there like a well-placed bunt. And he has an infield single and a 2-hit night. What's new for him? Adalberto Mondesi steps in. Mondesi has flied to center and struck out in 2 trips. In his return to the lineup, missed a couple of weeks with some soreness in the groin area, so they shut him down. They're now back at it after a couple of games on the rehab assignment. Here's the pitch to him. Swing and a miss. He chased the high fastball, missed it, and it's 0-1. Good-looking young shortstop is Adalberto Mondesi. Signed by the Royals back in 2011. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, and there's a high fly ball to deep right. Back on it is Naquin. Naquin at the wall, looking up, and that ball's gone. It's a 2-run home run for Adalberto Mondesi in his return to the Royals lineup. number 7 on the year for Mondesi. And it's now the Tribe 7 and Kansas City 3. That's the 17th home run this season allowed by Trevor Bauer. As that time, Mondesi got a pitch up high and parks it over the wall and right. So it's a 4-run ball game as Alex Gordon steps in, and he takes a pitch on the inside corner, strike 1. Mondesi now with 46 runs driven in on the season. The 0-1 pitch, breaking ball down low, 1-1 the count. Bauer trying to rein it in here and end the inning quickly. 2 outs, bases empty, the 1-1. Breaking pitch up high, 2-1. Indians with the shift on for Alex Gordon, left-handed batter. Here's the pitch. Down low, ball 3. Waiting on deck, it's Hunter Dozier. Ideally, Bauer would like to see him lead off next inning. Another power threat for the Royals. And there's not many. They haven't hit many home runs this season. Second from the bottom in the American League coming in, but they've hit 2 tonight. The 3-1 swung on, fouled back. Kansas City came in with 20 fewer home runs than the Indians, who are not a big home run hitting team. The Tribe 11th in the American League with 104. And Kansas City 14th ahead of only the Tigers. Now the 3-2 pitch. Swung on, foul tip, hung on to by Perez. That's strike 3, and the side retired. 2 runs on the board for KC, but as we head to the 6th, it's still the Tribe 7, the Royals.
Well, the Indians are walloping the Royals tonight, 7-3 after 5 innings. Hi again, everybody. Tom Hamilton back with you, along with Jim Rosenhaus on a 90-degree night in Missouri. It's all Indians tonight. A 5-run third has been more than enough. Tyler Naquin leads off the 6th. The number 9 hitter jumps back and then falls forward on a pitch near his feet. Naquin started the 5-run third with a single. He's 1 for 2. Jake Newberry, the relief pitcher, got the final out in the 5th. He'll start the 6th. Now the set and the pitch. And Naquin with a line shot toward the gap in left center. Hamilton on the run, dives, and he can't make the catch. Ball hits the track, goes up against the wall, and it's a double. Great effort by Billy Hamilton. The way he runs, you almost figure he's going to run everything down. But the fleet-footed center fielder on a dead sprint and full-out dive in left center couldn't rob Naquin. And Naquin, who had been in a 3 for 26 slide, has gone 2 for 3 tonight. That double is his 10th. Top of the order, Francisco Lindor will keep batting left-handed, 1 for 3 with a single. So the Indians tonight have banged out 8 base hits. They haven't hit a home run in scoring their 7 runs. That's a good sign. The set and the pitch to Lindor, and he fouls it off his foot, strike 1. Jacob Junis started and had another bad outing against the Indians. He came in here with a lifetime ERA of almost 6 against the Tribe, and it went up. He gave up 7 runs, 6 of them earned on 6 hits. He only went 4 2/3 innings. Boy, he's had trouble against the Indians. Now the set, now the 0-1 pitch. And Francisco Lindor shoots one in the air to deep right field. Back goes Merrifield. He'll catch it, tagging is Naquin. Naquin is on his way to third, and Merrifield just now is throwing the ball in. Not sure what that was about. Good at bat for Lindor. Boy, the Indians have been so much better fundamentally and just doing all of the little things here tonight that they did not do all weekend long in Baltimore. They're getting runners over. They're getting runs in. They've scored 7 runs on 8 hits. And of the 8 hits that the Indians have collected tonight, only 2 have been for extra bases. Now the infield drawn in. Oscar Mercado, 2 strikeouts and a ground out. Righty-righty matchup. The pitch. Mercado takes down and away. Slider missing. Newberry's got a good arm. Fastball slider. The Indians have never trailed tonight. They've led by as many as 6 runs. 7-3 now. Runner at third, infield in. The pitch. Swing and a miss on a slider. And the count of 1-1. Indians got on the board in the second inning when Jose Ramirez and Jake Bauers had back-to-back singles and Roberto Perez had a sac fly. Now the set, now the 1-1 pitch. Down low, 2-1. Royals tied it in the second on a 451-foot homer to left center by Jorge Soler. Then the Indians exploded, batting around in the third, scoring 5 times. Jason Kipnis drew a bases-loaded walk. Jose Ramirez, fielder's choice RBI. The pitch waved at. Good fastball in on his thumbs. And the count 2-2. Big blow that inning. 2-out, 2-run double by Jake Bauers. And the Indians got an RBI single from Jake Bauers in the 5th. Bauers 3 hits tonight, 3 RBIs. Indians up 7-3. The pitch. Swung out a little tapper to the mound. Easily played by Newberry. Throws Mercado out after he looked back the runner at third. And Mercado not happy with himself. So now it'll take another 2-out hit to get that run home. So 2 down, runner at third. Indians haven't been able to get the run in tonight from third with less than 2 out, but they then follow up with a 2-out hit. So we'll see here with Carlos Santana batting. 1 for 2, a base hit and a walk. 2 runs scored for the All-Star starter at first for the American League next Tuesday night in Cleveland. 7-3 Indians. Gave you the Northern Ohio Ford Dealers game summary. Ford's America's best-selling brand. Santana checks on a slider in the dirt, ball 1. Now the 1-0 pitch. Swung on a bouncing ball towards the hole at short. Backhanded by Mondesi. Tough throw across the body. One-hop Cuthbert who picked it at first. Oh, good play on both ends. So the Indians. Well, the Indians with the lead. Is your Wi-Fi not working? Tribe on top 7-3 in the bottom of the 6th inning. As the Indians, Trevor Bauer's been hurt by 2 home run balls tonight. And Bauer gets a strike to the cleanup hitter, Hunter Dozier. He's 0 for 2. Righty-righty matchup. Bauer out of the full windup, obviously. Kicks, fires, up and in. Ball 1, strike 1. Bauer 6 strikeouts and a walk. Had Alberto Mondesi have the 2-run homer to right in the 5th. Jorge Soler, the solar bomb to left center in the 2nd. Now the 1-1 pitch. Swung a hit a ton. Deep center field. This is going to take 1 hop, go up against the wall. And making the turn, Dozier's going for third. Mercado threw wildly to third. Foul territory, Ramirez throwing home. Head first slide, out by a mile is Dozier. He tried for a Little League home run. He'll get a Twinkie and a juice box in the dugout. But he's dead pigeon at home. No idea what Dozier is doing unless he was sent home. You're down 7-3 in the 6th inning and you get thrown out at the plate by 15 feet. Mercado made a terrible throw from center. Dozier took a gamble just going to third. But Mercado didn't hit anybody, including anybody near the cutoff man. threw wildly towards third and foul ground. Dozier was given the stop sign by third base coach Mike Jerschley, ran right through it, and was out by a mile at the plate. So a triple, and then the out. Here's a called strike on Soler, and that is just dumb baseball. You know how you've always heard don't make the first or third out at third? That pitch down and away, 1-1. Quadruple that when it comes to making the first out at home plate. Wow. Oh, well. Man. Mercado gets saved on a terrible throw by the center fielder. Soler, the batter, takes a strike. With nobody out, you're not sending him home from third, and Jerschley had put the stop sign up, and he ran right through it. Well, you're trying to make something happen. You get that. You appreciate that. But it's not smart baseball. Soler fouling it out of play to the right, still a 1-2 count. Again, how he even got a triple out of that is beyond me. Because if Mercado makes a good throw in towards the cutoff man, they would have had Dozier at third. He just wound up and threw the ball towards third. The pitch down and away, 2-2. Ramirez made the catch on the bounce in foul territory, wide of third. I guess Dozier never thought Ramirez was going to be there to catch the errant throw. Anyway, one down, 7-3 Indians, sixth inning. Now the wind and pitch to Soler, and he swings and lines one, a base hit to right center. In the gap, sliding stop by Mercado, holding Soler to a long single. How bad does that play look now? So Bauer's not fooling a lot of people. He's given up 8 base hits tonight. This is just not the same Trevor Bauer we saw a year ago, and he's flustered by it. And obviously, he's heard the trade rumors, and it's July 2nd, folks. You are going to hear nothing but rumors for the next 4 weeks, and a lot of them will involve the Indians. Not as buyers, but in all likelihood as sellers. 1 out, 1 on. 7-3 Indians, sixth inning. Chesler Cuthbert 0 for 2. Takes a look at a called strike. Hey, go to MyPillow.com. Click the radio listener special tab. Use the promo code TRIBE for a special offer. That's at MyPillow.com. Promo code TRIBE. Or call 800-867-0046. Bauer's pitch is down and away. 1-1 the count. Here we are again in the sixth inning, and Bauer's closing in on 100 pitches. 92 and counting. He just can't get you deep into games this year like he did a year ago. By deep, I mean eighth inning. The pitch down low, 2-1. Bauer's just making too many pitches. Now, give him credit. He makes a lot of pitches every fifth day, but that's not always a good thing either. He is leading the major leagues in 112 pitches per start. Now the 2-1 pitch. Swung on, popped him up. Playable, foul territory, first base side. Santana by the Royals dugout, grabbing it, 2 down. It's great that he is so strong from an arm standpoint that he can go 112 pitches an outing. But you would like that 112 pitches to get you more innings. He's right around 6.5 innings per start. If you're going 112 pitches, you'd like that to be an average of about 8 innings per start. But, hey, that's part of the package. And the bottom line is Bauer has 6 strikeouts, 1 walk, and he has a 7-3 lead. So you'll take it. Now, Nicky Lopez, 1 for 2, a single. Left-handed hitting second baseman. The pitch. And a curveball and a knee buckler for strike 1. Bauer has not lost a game since Minnesota beat him. Way back on June 6th, almost a full month ago. 7 runs, 8 hits for Cleveland. 3 runs, 8 hits for Kansas City. Soler at first with 2 down. It should be 7-4 right now with a runner on, 1 out. Now the set and the pitch. A swing and a little weak topper headed towards the second baseman. Charged by Kipnis. Gloves, throws, got him. Well, by
WTAM 1100.
See?
Kevin McCarthy, a right-hander, warming up in the Kansas City bullpen as the Indians take a 7-3 lead into the seventh inning. For the Indians, 7 runs, 8 hits, no errors, 5 men left on base. For the Royals, 3 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors, and 4 men stranded. For the Indians, Jason Kipnis, the cleanup hitter, 0 for 2 with a bases loaded walk, driving in a run, and looks at a strike from the right-hander, Jake Newberry. Newberry has worked an inning and a third of scoreless relief. The right-hander sets, hands at the belt, and delivers. Kipnis watches it bounce in front of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Visit your Northern Ohio Buick and GMC dealers and get exceptional offers on 2019 models. Now the set, now the pitch. Kipnis line to third and is out as it's caught by Dozier, but good at bat for Kipnis. Here's Jose Ramirez, switch hitter batting left-handed. 1-for-3, a single, driving in a run. The first pitch misses down and away, ball 1. The set and next delivery, swung on, skied. Shallow right, charging in is Merrifield, and the All-Star makes it out number 2. Now Jake Bauers, big night for Bauers, 3 for 3. Doubled 2 singles, he's knocked in 3 runs.
Right-hander Kevin McCarthy, 1 for the Royals.
7-3 Indians, 2 down, base is empty. The pitch to Bauers, and it's a heater strike, 95 miles an hour. The next offering, and Bauers takes a little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Smoking hot in Kansas City this week. They've had a lot of rain like everybody has in the Midwest, but why not now? 90 plus every day we're here. The pitch down low, ball 2, 2-1. The next offering, high fastball, 3-1. Tomorrow night, the Indians send Mike Clevenger to the mound against Danny Duffy. And boy, Clevenger looks like a guy that's missed a lot of time. He hasn't been anywhere near as sharp as he was coming out of Goodyear. The pitch, swung on, bounced in the hole at short, backhanded again. Mondesi, strong throw to get him. Man, that kid is some kind of good at short. So the Indians may look to challenge this call. Mondesi with a cannon arm on a backhand toward the hole at short. And the Indians will go in order and will not. All righty, the Indians turning it back over to Trevor Bauer, and first ball swinging and getting a good rip, but fouling it straight back is catcher Martin Maldonado, who was struck out both times tonight, swinging the bat. Indians up 7-3 as the Indians trying to follow the lead of Boston, which walloped Toronto today 10-6. Rafael Devers had a couple of homers for the Red Sox. The wind and pitch swung on a little looping liner into right field, base hit for Maldonado. Boston starting today. 11 games and back in New York. Boy, they got demolished in London by the Yanks. Tampa Bay took care of Baltimore 6-3. Tampa Bay, they're 6.5 games in back in New York. They win their 4th in a row as Charlie Morton is 9-2. Angels and Texas are playing tonight after the tragic death yesterday of Tyler Skaggs. The set and the pitch. Billy Hamilton batting left-handed takes a called strike. And Texas and the Angels 3-3 in the 5th. Detroit and the White Sox were rained out in Chicago. Minnesota, Oakland, no score in the 2nd. Mets in the Subway Series took care of the Yankees today, 4-2. Here's the set and pitch. Hamilton checks on a curve in the dirt, 1-1. Adam Ottavino gave up 3 runs in the 8th inning. That Yankee bullpen didn't get it done. Colorado leading Houston now 8-5 in the 7th inning in Denver. Bauer's ready, and the 1-1 pitch swung on ground ball single into left field. Hamilton goes oppo. Maldonado stops at second. 2 on, nobody out. Top of the order. 10 hits now for Kansas City. Washington with a 2-1 lead over Miami in the 8th inning. Pittsburgh shutting out the Cubs 2-0 in the 4th. 11th inning in Cincinnati. Reds and Milwaukee tied at 4. He's done it again. Christian Yelich, a major league leading 31st home run. Mike Moustakas, also the former Royal, hit his 24th. 4-4 Milwaukee and the Reds. Now, beg your pardon, it just ended. Reds win it, walk-off fashion, 5-4 in 11 innings over Milwaukee. Philly, a 2-0 win over Atlanta behind Aaron Nola. San Fran leading San Diego 2-0 in the 2nd inning. Carl Willis heads back to the Indians' third base dugout after the pitching coach went out to visit with Trevor Bauer. Oliver Perez, the left-hander, warming in the Indians' bullpen. That's the Ram Truck out-of-town scoreboard. From towing to hauling, work or play, Ram powers you through it. See your Ram dealer or log on to ramtrucks.com. Guts, glory, Ram. Bauer in a jam. He's had 101 pitches. Top of the order, the Royals' best player, Whit Merrifield, takes a breaking ball outside for ball 1. Merrifield, 2 more hits tonight, giving him a major league leading 110. 2 singles in 3 trips. Righty-righty matchup. He'll be an all-star in Cleveland next Tuesday night. The set, the 1-0 from Bauer, and it's a slider low, and the count 2-0. Bauer has struck out 6, walked 1, but in a heap of trouble. And the boneheaded base running mistake by Hunter Dozier last inning really looms large right now for Kansas City, because who knows what might have come of that 6th inning after his leadoff triple when he got thrown out at the plate trying to make it a Little League home run. The 2-0 was low, 3-0, and Bauer looks unhappy with himself. Well, he's in all likelihood facing his final hitter. Kansas City trying to reverse the table tonight. They lead the major league with 29 losses when they've had the lead in a game. 29 times they've lost the lead and lost a game. Tonight they're trying to come from behind. Bauer pumps one in there, fastball strike. He's still throwing 96 miles an hour in this 90-degree heat on pitch 105. Now, nobody will ever question how competitive Trevor Bauer is. 2 on, nobody out. 7-3 Indians, 7th inning. The pitch. Swung on, foul back. Again, 96. And this time in on the thumbs of Whit Merrifield, who's a good fastball hitter. Full count. out of the University of South Carolina. He got the final hit ever in the College World Series, the final one ever played not far from here in Omaha at Rosenblatt Stadium. A game-winning walk-off 11th inning single to beat UCLA in 2010. Now the payoff. Swung on, ripped to center, his third hit off Bauer. Everybody moves up one, and the bases will be loaded when the Indians go to Oliver Perez, and nobody out in the Kansas City 7th inning. Terry Francona makes a Northern Ohio Toyota dealer's call to the bullpen. We'll be back.
Sometimes it's good to switch it up or match it up. And with buy one, get one for $1 at McDonald's, you can. Choose from a Quarter Pounder with cheese, an iconic Big Mac, a flaky filet of fish, or 10-piece Chicken McNuggets. Buy one and get one of equal or lesser value for only $1. Want a Big Mac and 10-piece Chicken McNuggets? That's cool too. Switch it up or match it up. Only at McDonald's. Prices and participation may vary. Limited time.
RA 304, fastball slider. At Alberto Mondesi, a switch-hitting shortstop, will bat right-handed for the first time tonight. He socked a 2-run home run to right in the 5th to make it what it is now, 7-3. Bases loaded, nobody out. The pitch swung on, a little weak fly ball to center field. Medium deep, Mercado catches it. Tagging and scoring is Maldonado. A whale of a throw on the fly to third from Mercado to keep everybody else put. Boy, does he have a throwing arm. So Maldonado scores to make it 7-4. Mondesi has a 3 RBI game, 47 on the year, but that's not what the Royals wanted there. So one big out. Now Alex Gordon with runners at first and second. Gordon tonight 1 for 3 with a single. Trevor Bauer so far has given up 4 runs. He allowed 11 hits in 6 innings, striking out 6, walking 1. He cannot lose this game. He can win it. The pitch, Gordon takes down low, ball 1. Indians have been out hit 11-8, but still on top thanks to a 5-run third. 7-4 Cleveland here in the bottom of the 7th. The set and pitch. Down low to Gordon, ball 2, 2-0. Adam Simber, the submarine-style right-hander, will be next, as Terry Francona will go to him after the Gordon at bat. Perez is ready. The pitch is a strike on the outer edge. 2-1 the count. Lefty-lefty matchup. Now the set. Now the next pitch. Swung on a rocket to right, base hit near the line. Over to cut it off is Naquin. In to score is Hamilton. In to third is Merrifield. And a long RBI single for Gordon. And it's suddenly a 7-5 game as Hamilton scores easily from second. Royals still have runners at the corners. There is still only 1 out, and there's only 1 out. Cleveland 7, Kansas City 5. Submarine-style right-hander Adam Simber. Sinker slider change. Simber, his 36th outing, a record of 3-2, an earned run average of .338. Hunter Dozier, his base running full paw might be the only reason the Royals don't currently lead this game. 1 for 3. He tripled last inning to start the inning and tried to make it all the way home and got thrown out by 15 feet at the plate to start the inning. He takes down and in, ball 1. Infield double play depth. Merrifield at third, Gordon at first. 1 out. Outfielders medium deep, straight away. Right-hander against right-hander. The set, the pitch. Swung on line to short. Grabbed by Lindor. Fires to first, but back safely is Gordon. Lindor a couple of steps toward third and snagged that bullet off the bat of Dozier for out number 2. So now runners at the corners. 2 down for Jorge Soler. Soler has a 451-foot solo bomb to the water fountains in left center. A walk and a single. 2 for 2. 23 homers now. 57 ribbies. And a frisbee-like slider drops in there for strike 1. Royals at first and third. 2 down. 2 runs in. 7th inning. Indians up 2. Simber out of Seattle, the University of Washington, and 1 year at the University of San Francisco. The pitch. Oh, he got one in there. A fastball that locked him up. Soler was looking out over the plate. Didn't look for the fastball in. Nothing in 2 the count. Simber's next offering. Slider just missed wide. 1-2. 18,334. They'll all go home and take a shower after this one. If they don't, it means they're sleeping alone. 90 degrees here in Kansas City. Now the 1-2 pitch. Swung on line, shot to center. Back goes Mercado. Leaps and made the catch. Oh, what a play by Mercado. A BB to dead center. Somehow racing back, trying to turn and lead.
At WTAM.com.
30 pitches and 16 strikes.
Hard-throwing left-hander Jake Diekman will come on to pitch for Kansas City as we go to the 8th. Somehow the Indians still lead it 7-5. Diekman facing Roberto Perez and delivers a little wide ball 1. Rosie, I don't know how many center fielders make that play other than Mercado.
It looked like the ball was by him, Tom, when he leaped to make that catch, but boy, he was able to stretch high enough to get it.
Now the pitch, and it's in there, strike 1-1. Not to take shots at anybody, but that's why Mercado's playing center field now, not Leonis Martin, because Martin would have been going to the wall to pick up the ball.
I remember earlier in the inning he had that ridiculous throw to third that on the fly, so there's a lot to like out there.
The 1-1 outside a ball, 2-1, and that's part of what Terry Francona's talking about. Look, this isn't as good a team as they've had the last 3 years winning the division title. We're not breaking any state secrets with that statement. That's been obvious. But you got to find out who's going to be a part of this going forward and try to make this a quick turnaround here in the next year. Now the 2-1 pitch, and it's swung on, fouled at the plate, 2-2. And the one thing Tito has always said, you can't waste great pitching with mediocre defense.
Well, it seemed like that first month Mercado was being moved from the corners to center and back and forth, and he just didn't have a chance to settle in. And I think we may see him make some really nice strides if he just plays center field, which is the plan.
Yeah, wow. I don't know of another center fielder, Rosie, that has an arm anywhere near the strength of Mercado's, at least in the American League. We shouldn't talk National League. We don't see them enough. The pitch, down and in, full count. It almost seems like the game has gotten away from guys that have great throwing arms.
Yeah, you don't see it as much, and I don't know, you think that teams don't take infield as much, so maybe they don't work at it as much as they used to. I don't know.
Well, sometimes they weren't born with that tool either, but I'm with you. I don't think guys work at it like they used to. Payoff, and it's down and in. And Roberto Perez tonight has walked twice, reached on an error, has a sac fly, so officially 0 for 1 with an RBI. Jake Diekman issues the fourth walk by a Royals pitcher after Jake Newberry worked scoreless relief for 2 1/3, giving up 2 hits, walked a batter. Diekman is 0-5 out of the bullpen with a 4.76 ERA. This is his 40th outing. So he's been used a lot. In fact, he's been used the 3rd most times of any pitcher in the American League. He's got good stuff. 51 strikeouts in 34 innings. Teams are batting 189 against Diekman. So if you say, well, how does he have an ERA of 4.76? He's now walked 21 guys in 34 innings. Jordan Luplow to pinch hit for Tyler Naquin. Right-handed batter. The set, the pitch, and a fastball zips in there for strike 1. Tyler Naquin, when he was in there tonight, was 2 for 3 with a double and a single. So Luplow will bat and then stay in the game and play right field. We're in the 8th inning. Cleveland 7, Kansas City 5 here at Kauffman Stadium. Beg your pardon, this is Jordan Luplow batting for Bobby Bradley and delivers the strike 0-2. Naquin is on deck, so Luplow will stay in and be the DH. Naquin is on the on-deck circle. Bobby Bradley tonight was 0 for 3, so the rookie is finding out that there is a quantum leap from AAA Columbus to the big leagues, and most guys are finding that out. The pitch, up and in, which I think also bears out not only for Bobby Bradley, but you could say this about the game of baseball, period. There may never have been as big a chasm between AAA and the big leagues as there is right now. 8th inning, Indians up 7-5. The pitch. Inside, it got away from Maldonado. Down went Luplow. He didn't get hit. And advancing to second is Perez. It'll be a wild pitch on Diekman. So Diekman has great stuff, but if you can't throw strikes, you can't help a team late in the game. He's walked a batter. He's uncorked a wild pitch. And with the Indians up 7-5, that's a big run out at second base. Nobody out here in the 8th inning. We're going to say hello to longtime Cleveland Indians fans and listeners, Robert and Ann Hamilton, listening to us in northern Wisconsin. Now the set, now the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Luplow not able to get Perez over to third. Well, you know that people that go to northern Wisconsin, which is such a beautiful tourist area with all the lakes, if you're out fishing and you're wondering why they're not biting, it might be because the radio is on and we're scaring them.
Is that Billy Hamilton's mom and dad?
Well, if it is, you've got a scoop. But I'll check that out.
Wait a minute. Our broadcasts scare away the fish?
Among many other things in life.
Oh, boy.
And if you asked our bosses, that would include listeners. There's a runner at second base. 1 down in the 8th inning. It's 7-5 Indians. Naquin slices it foul to the left, strike 1.
What are they fishing for up there?
Muskie, usually.
Yeah.
Walleye, bass,
Nice.
bluegills. Not quite like you and I going to McDonald's for our fish switch. And, hey, we caught a big one today. Indians 7, Royals 5, 8th inning. Runner at second. Now the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Good slider. 0-2. I don't know about you. I love fishing. If somebody will just bring the gear, bait the hook, cast it for you, clean the fish. Everything else, I love.
Sitting on the boat, drinking the beer, that's the good part?
Yeah.
What'd you catch? Nothing. And it was a great day.
A headache. The Indians with a 2-run lead, 8th inning, runner at second, 1 down. Now the 0-2. Swung on a soft liner to center. This is getting down, base hit. Hamilton charges. He's got a good throwing arm. Thus stopping at third is Perez. And a 3-hit game for Tyler Naquin. And Tyler Naquin, he'll chafe when he doesn't get to start against left-handed pitching. He's a left-handed batter who says, I can hit lefties. Now, he never makes an issue out of it because he's not that kind of a kid. But guys didn't get to the big leagues by being positional platoon players. They've always hit both righties, lefties, college, minor leagues. It's just up here you get that label sometimes. That's hard to shake.
And they tell you, all right, go ahead and hit a tough lefty like Diekman. Well, he just did right there. And just a great approach up the middle. Didn't try and do too much and has himself another hit.
Conference on the mound. Cal Eldred, a former Iowa Hawkeye, Milwaukee Brewer first-round pick. Good guy, too. He still looks like he could give you an inning or two. Hey, the aggressively sophisticated Toyota Highlander is a real team player with plenty of room and comfort for your whole family. For all Toyota offers, go to buyatoyota.com. Cal Eldred still on the mound. Now the Royals pitching coach heads to the first base dugout. Terry Francona talked about this Kansas City team. It's hard to believe only Baltimore has a worse record in Major League Baseball than the Royals. They've got some really good young players. Their problem, though, they just don't pitch well enough.
And you feel like when you watch them play that the future's a little brighter and it might get here a little more quickly if they can get some pitching going. And it certainly sounds like they have a lot in the minor leagues.
Top of the order, Frankie Lindor batting right-handed. The set and the pitch, a swing and a miss. It's why in the last two drafts, Kansas City's trying to speed up this rebuild. When they've drafted pitching the last 2 years, it's been exclusively college arms. They're not going to go the high school arm route right now. They want the college pitchers because they can get here a lot quicker. Runners at the corners, one down. Tribe up 7-5. The pitch got him on the leg. Down goes Lindor. Boy, he really got drilled, and Diekman got him with a slider. Naquin will now go to second. Lindor will get up and limp towards first as he got smoked on that left ankle. So let's pause 10 seconds right now for a station ID. You're listening to the Cleveland Clinic, Cleveland Indians Radio Network.
Rob Bailey in the newsroom. Democrats filing federal suit to get their hands on Trump's tax returns. More after the game on News Radio WTAM 1100 Cleveland.
Tom Hamilton, Jim Rosenhaus, Brian Motze at Command Center. We've got our good buddy Jerry, the pride of Topeka, here in the booth with us. Isn't that where you live, Jerry? They haven't booted you out yet, have they? No. Doing a great job for us here in Kansas City. The Indians have loaded them up in the 8th. 1 out, Tribe 7, Royals 5. And Jake Diekman, great stuff and all, in a heap of trouble. Here's Oscar Mercado. 2 groundouts, 2 strikeouts, but he's played a whale of a center field. The set, the pitch. And it's in there, a called strike. Infield double play depth, outfield, not all that deep, just a tad toward right, almost straight away. And the Indians have Perez at third, Naquin at second, and Lindor at first. And backing out is Mercado. He has had a tough night at the plate, but it has not carried over defensively. And, boy, again, that's a great sign for a young player who's not let his offensive frustrations tonight impact him when he's playing center field. He may have saved the game for the Indians with his catch to end the 7th. The set, the 0-1 pitch. Swung on, line shot to left field. Gordon coming on, shoulder high catch is made. Everybody has to stay put. Well, you can't hit a ball any harder than that, but right at Gordon. And again, good at bat. And again, if you're looking for the silver lining, an 0-for-4 night did not carry over here in the 8th inning. Your job as a hitter, square it up. He smoked one right at Gordon and left, and with Perez running at third, you're not going to be able to score. So that is out number 2. The bases stay loaded. The Indians stay on top 7-5 here in the 8th. And Carlos Santana will bat right-handed. Indians have had 2 different innings tonight in which they've had chances at grand slams and haven't been able to get that one big bopper of a blow that would remove all doubt of this game. Santana, his average this year doesn't vary, left-handed or right-handed, but he does hit a lot more homers left-handed because he primarily hits left-handed. But Santana does have 3 of his 18 home runs right-handed. And if you're wondering about grand slams, he's hit 3. He hit 1 last year for the Phillies. The pitch. And it's a backdoor slider and a beauty for strike 1. Indians all over the joint. Perez at third, Naquin at second, Lindor at first. 2 down in the 8th. Cleveland 7, Kansas City 5. Jake Diekman, a long inning of relief. And if this guy got paid by the minute, he could retire right now. He steps off. Santana tonight, 1 for 3 with a single and a walk. He'll start his first All-Star game ever at first base for the AL next Tuesday. The 0-1 pitch. Inside, missed with the hard stuff at 95. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I don't think there's been a player who was more emotional
No.
about getting selected to the All-Star team than Carlos Santana. I mean, to the point of tears almost. And could share it with his teammates. That was pretty neat.
Another mound visit by Martin Maldonado. Yeah, I think his teammates were happier for him than actually as emotional as you saying. Carlos was so thrilled. Frankie Lindor shows you why he's become the leader of this club. I mean, he made it a big deal for everybody involved in regards to Carlos.
Even the day that it was announced that he and Brad Hand had made it, he said, hey, this is about Carlos. And they made sure he knew they were extremely happy.
Now the 1-1. Inside, the hard stuff misses. 2-1. Boy, one time when we saw Jake Diekman with Texas, you were like, wow, this guy could be a superstar. It's just never happened. He's got a great arm. He's got electric stuff. But he's never been able to put it all together. Been with Philly, Texas, the Royals. The pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2. He was traded with Cole Hamels in that blockbuster of a deal when Philly traded them to Texas. Of course, Cole Hamels now having a decent year with the Cubs, but he's not the ace he once was. Santana awaiting the 2-2 pitch. Here it comes. Swung on ground ball in the hole. Backhanded knocked down by Mondesi, but has no play. Infield single will score. Perez and the Indians lead 8-5, and the All-Star comes through. Carlos Santana gets his 51st RBI on a slow roller in the hole. Going to the backhand to knock it down was Mondesi at short, but had no play. And the Indians get a big insurance run and now lead 8-5. And as Perez scores, Naquin to third, Lindor to second. 2 down, Jason Kipnis. Tonight, he is 0 for 3 with a walk. That came with the bases loaded in the third, giving him 31 RBIs. Left on left. Diekman is ready. The pitch. And it's in the dirt, smothered by Maldonado. Mentioned it last time when he batted with the bases loaded. Kipnis hit his second career grand slam to walk off the Chicago White Sox last September. 8-5 Indians, 8th inning, bases loaded, 2 down. Diekman checks second. He's not going anywhere. Not sure why he's looking at Lindor. The pitch swung on, fouled back, 1-1 the count. Talked about Cole Hamels not being the dominant force anymore now with the Cubs. I think, Rosie, that's why a lot of people think the National League Central is so wide open. Milwaukee's in first. Cincinnati's in last, 6.5 games out of first, because there doesn't seem to be a dominant rotation in the National League Central. The pitch, outside, 2-1. Brewers so close to going to the World Series a year ago. We know what the Cubs have been. But the Reds and Pirates are hanging in there.
And the Cubs have been wildly inconsistent. Read 2 different articles today saying, the Cubs are good, but they're not what they were.
No.
These were the hometown Chicago writers writing that. And Joe Maddon even admitted, it's going to be, they have to win games a little bit differently, and they might not be as dominant as they were.
A lot of people wonder, will they start making some moves and trading people like a Kyle Schwarber? The pitch is low, 3-1. Schwarber probably belongs in the American League. I don't know that he's a leadoff hitter. Put him as a DH in the middle of somebody's lineup in the American League. Ian Happ is still in Des Moines going, what the heck? It's not falling together again for the Cubs like some people thought it would. Now the 3-1. Kipnis takes a strike, full count. And I think the Brewers have shown some inconsistencies when you depend on a bullpen like they did a year ago. Hard for that to replicate itself 1 year later.
But I think the Reds and Pirates are true surprises. I don't think anybody had them picked to be in it. And I'm sure they're probably thinking right now, their front offices, what do we do? I mean, do we dive right in and add? Try and go for it?
That's maybe one of the most interesting races in baseball, the NL Central. Meanwhile, it's traveling time. Indians up 8-5, bases loaded, 2 down, payoff pitch. Kipnis with a shallow fly to center, caught by Hamilton. So the Indians will add a run, and they now lead 8-5 over Kansas City. It's the
1100 can now be heard on 106.9 FM.
Nick Whitgren is on to pitch for the Indians. Boy, what a find he has been. The Indians acquired him from the Miami Marlins. Didn't even make the club out of spring training. And Nick Whitgren now has become the Indians' 8th inning setup man. Indians 8, Royals 5, bottom of the 8th. Nick Whitgren's 28th appearance. He's 3-0 with a save. ERA 3.26. Fastball, curveball, changeup. Third relief pitcher to work. Now, Trevor Bauer is the pitcher of record, but it was no masterpiece for Bauer. And he looked about as hot as the weather has been when he came out of the game tonight. Mad at himself. Chesler Cuthbert, the batter, takes a breaking ball strike. Bauer went 6 innings, gave up 5 runs on 11 hits. Struck out 6, walked 1, but he could get a 7th win. Oliver Perez, a third of a scoreless inning. Adam Simber, 2/3 of a scoreless frame. Whitgren misses outside, 1-1. Whitgren, the closer on that Purdue Boilermakers team that won the Big Ten title in 2012. Their first title in 103 years. The pitch swung on, rolled to short. Backhanded and left by Lindor. Long throw, got him! Chesler Cuthbert is out, number 1. On a cannon throw by Lindor on a backhand that took him into shallow left. Now, you've got 2 of the best shortstops in the game. When you talk about God-given tools in Frankie Lindor, who's still at the head of the class, but a rising star in the Royals, Adalberto Mondesi. Here's Nicky Lopez, 1 for 3 with a single. Whitgren's ready. The pitch to the rookie. And it's down and in, ball 1. Whitgren was saying today that one of the things that's really helped him this year is getting with a ball club that's winning, that is thinking about the playoffs, the 1-0. Swung on, fouled back, 1-1. When you're in Miami, it's such a dreadful situation there with what's gone on, trading anybody that was any good. And Nick Whitgren was saying, Rosie, everything changed for the Marlins after the tragic boating accident. The pitch, a swing and a foul at the plate, 1-2. took the life of one of the game's greatest pitchers at that time, Jose Fernandez, who meant everything to the community of Miami, had escaped Cuba, had become one of the faces of Major League Baseball, and that awful, awful boating accident that took his life. The pitch swung on another roller to short. Lindor gobbles it up, throws over, 2 down. I mean, that ball club was close to being a playoff team, and he said after the death of Jose Fernandez, everything changed, and then everybody started getting traded, whether it was Christian Yelich to the Brewers, Marcell Ozuna to the Cardinals. I mean, you can go on and on. Giancarlo Stanton to the Yankees. I mean, they've traded anybody that was any good, and he said, boy, getting away from that. Here's Martin Maldonado, 1 for 3, a single, takes down and away. He said the other day in Cleveland, he said, Tyler Clippard and myself were golfing, and some fans came up to us on the golf courses. We were finished with our round, didn't interrupt, said we don't want anything, just want to say welcome. We love watching you guys pitch. Thanks for what you're doing. He said we looked at each other in amazement. The pitch bounces in there 2-0. They didn't want anything. He said, just makes you feel like you're part of something. And he said, coming from Miami, that's a big change.
And for him personally, as well as he pitched for the Marlins, there were no guarantees that he would stay on the big club. This is the first time where he's really felt like, hey, I have a spot, and I'm not going to get sent down for reasons that I can't control.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. Maldonado takes a swing and lines one toward the left center gap on the run. Bowers makes the catch. The left fielder got to the gap to catch that liner. Nick Whitgren was 2 hits, walked a batter in his 1 inning. Lopez, the 4th Royals pitcher to work, 8-5 Indians, 9th inning. Jose Ramirez chases a slider in the dirt, and left-handed, he just can't stop himself. There is no reason when Ramirez is batting left-handed to throw him anything but breaking balls in the dirt. The pitch, he swings, grounds one off the glove of Lopez in right field. The ball ricochets. The second baseman sliding to his left should have made that play. And even though it's hard hit, Lopez, no relation to the guy pitching, slid to his left, didn't make the play. And that's going as a base hit. And Jose Ramirez said, boy, thank you. He hasn't had many of those gifts this year. Batting .214 tonight. He goes 2 for 5. Wow, I tell you, some of the scorekeeping makes you go. I mean, not going to argue if you're the Indians, but you got to make that play in the big leagues. Here's Jake Bauers, and if you say, wow, it took a bad hop. Well, yeah, because he's playing in the cut of the grass. In shallow right, playing the dirt. Here's the set. Bauers takes in the dirt. What a backhanded pick by Maldonado reaching across his body. Jake Bauers is 3 for 4, a double, 2 singles, 3 RBIs. Brad Hand warming in the Indians bullpen. Indians with an 8-5 lead in the 9th. On a sweltering night in Kansas City. Boy, I tell you, the 1-0 pitch is outside of ball 2-0. No city in the world outside of Rome, Italy, has as many fountains as does Kansas City. What time are you hopping in the one outside our hotel tonight?
Just let me out of the car on the way by. I'll jump right in.
I think it's dropped to 89 degrees. Here's the 2-0, low, and it's called a strike. 2-1 the count as Bauers backs away in disbelief.
I feel like it was a week ago we were complaining that there was no summer yet. Hello, here it is. And we're in it deep.
8 runs, 11 hits for the Indians. 5 runs, 12 hits for the Royals. Indians with a runner on, 9th inning, nobody out. The set, the pitch, and it's swung on, fouled into the third base seats. And the count evens 2-2. In Cincinnati tonight, Christian Yelich hit his major league leading 31st home run. But the Cincinnati Reds beat Milwaukee 5-4 in the 11 innings. A walk-off win for the Reds, who are hanging in there 5.5 games now in back of the Brewers with that win, even though they're in last place. We'll see Cincinnati Saturday and Sunday. Only the Reds are having an off day on a Friday in July at home. Why? No one knows. But we'll see them Saturday and Sunday, and that's a pretty good ball club that's getting better. And it'll be interesting to see what they do at the deadline.
Very interesting weekend coming up for both teams, really. Trying to go into the All-Star break with some momentum.
There could be some guys on the Indians team the Reds won. The pitch. Swung on, ground ball towards left center, base hit. Off the end of the bat, and Bowers has his 4th hit. But that's something we haven't seen Bowers do most of the year. A pitch away, and he went with it and just served it the other way. That's why he has a 4-hit game. Indians have 2 men on, and you know what Roberto Perez is looking for? That would be the bunt sign from third base coach Mike Sarbaugh, and he is a good bunter. Perez has 2 sack bunts on the year. So Jake Bowers with a 4-hit night, and the Indians have 2 men on. Nobody out, 9th inning, 8-5 Cleveland. Royals pinch in at the corners looking for the bunt. The set, the pitch, he squares, and he almost got hit. Ball 1. Philadelphia shut out Atlanta 2-0. Philly is a hard team to figure out. They're 5 now with a win, 4.5 games in back of Atlanta. How would you like to pay Bryce Harper, whatever? How much is he getting? $34 million a year?
That sounds about right.
Not an all-star.
No.
Does he have to give any of that back when he doesn't make the all-star team? They want a bonus when they make it. How about if you're Bryce Harper, shouldn't there be a clause when you're not an all-star, you give us money? You don't think Scott Boras would do that?
No. Maybe.
Okay. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Perez. He squares. He bunts it foul at the plate. That was not a very good effort. 1-1 the count.
But that's a tough one if you're Gabe Kapler and trying to figure out how to get him going, where to hit him in the lineup.
It seems that Gabe Kapler's had a lot of tough things learning how to manage on the big league level.
Yes.
Pittsburgh is blanking the Cubs tonight, 5-0 in the 8th inning. Cubs have 2 hits. The Pirates aren't going away. Now the right-hander sets, and Jorge Lopez is ready. Delivers, and it's up and in as Perez showed bunt. Fastball almost took his helmet off. 2-1 the count. Lopez comes in with a 6.12 ERA. He was so bad in the rotation after 10 starts, they yanked him. Now, he averages a strikeout an inning, but he's given up 15 home runs. The Indians not looking long ball here, leading 8-5 in the 9th. Perez, let's see if the bunt is off in a hitter's count. 2 on, nobody out. The pitch, it's off. He takes, it's a strike at the knees. 2-2. Boston hammered Toronto 10-6. Rafael Devers with a couple of home runs. David Price wins his 6th. Tampa Bay with a 6-3 win over Baltimore. So Tampa Bay now 5.5 games behind front-running New York in the AL East. The 2-2 down low, full count, threw him a slider. Yankees got beat in the Subway Series. Mets a 4-2 win over the Yankees. How about Rosie? Obviously, the Yankees now playing their first game, as is Boston, after this weekend in London, which I guess from the East Coast is, 8-9 hour flight, something like that. They went, obviously, in a pretty high-class plane. Payoff, swung on, bounced toward third, foul. It took Boston almost 3 hours when they landed to bus from the airport to their hotel.
In London.
In London.
Oh, boy.
After a 9-hour flight, a 3-hour bus ride to your hotel because of traffic.
No police escort.
Yeah, I don't know. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? I guess not.
Yeah.
If it is, the police were on turtles. Here's the payoff pitch, and Perez swings and misses, chased a slider almost in the other batter's box. Big strikeout for Lopez, and it keeps Indians at first and second. And that, how many times do you see it in this game? And that's the part that makes managing tough. You wanted to bunt the runners over, then all of a sudden your hitter gets into a hitter's count, so now you want to give him a chance to swing it, and you're like probably in the dugout if you're Tito going, why didn't I just stick with the bunt? Runners at first and second, now one out. Jordan Luplow, pinched hit last inning, stays in as the DH, struck out. Righty-righty matchup, 2 on, 1 out, Tribe up 8-5 in the ninth. The pitch fisted foul to the right, strike one.
That's why when you go into his office and you ask him how he slept, right? He says, I didn't.
He doesn't. Does any manager?
No.
But, yeah, it sure sounds like baseball wants to play more games in Europe. Who knows where next?
By all accounts, the fans had a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Wow.
only people complaining about the games were sports writers, which is shocking. Here is the set. Here is the 0-1 pitch. Swung on, lifted high in the air. Fairly deep left center, but playable. Billy Hamilton, the center fielder, with a catch, fires it into second. Tagging going to third is Jose Ramirez. Staying at first is Bowers, 2 down. Now, maybe the broadcasters complained too. I don't know. I didn't hear any of the broadcasts. Bottom line is, I read a story. I'm not even going to mention the writer's name, but it's like, why are we harpooning the games in London? Because there were a lot of runs scored. It was AstroTurf. It was a different field. They don't have baseball fields. You're trying to play baseball in a soccer stadium. How about the fact that the people had a great time there and the games were wildly entertaining?
And they were still shorter than cricket matches.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Yeah. You can still get your crumpets and tea. Here's Tyler Naquin, a double and 2 singles. He's 3 for 4. Runners at the corners, 2 down. Tribe up 8-5. The pitch. Swing and a miss on a slider in the dirt. Sometimes we just bash our own sport all the time. I never see writers doing that in regards to the NFL or the NBA. Like the NBA, free agent period is great for the game. Really? What, 4 teams are going to get all the players? Oh, that's great. So if you're the Cleveland Cavaliers, hey, enjoy your 20-win season. How's that fun? The 0-1. Swung on, hit pretty well to left center. Hamilton going back onto the track, looking up. This ball bangs off the wall. In to score, Ramirez. Bowers coming home. Relay throw to the plate. Head first slide and tag. Out at the plate. Throw up the third base line. Maldonado caught it and made the tag on the head first sliding Bowers. Give Naquin his 4th hit of the game. How about your numbers 6 and 9 hitters tonight? Each have 4 hits.
And 30 minutes past on News Radio WTAM 1100.
Brad Hand comes into what is now a non-save situation, but he needs a little work now. Kind of staggered to his save on Sunday, striking out Santander with the bases loaded to escape a 2-0 win, but what an all-star first half. He has had 23 saves and 24 save opportunities, and first ball swinging, Billy Hamilton batting right-handed, fouls it back of the plate, strike 1. 9-5 Indians, bottom of the ninth. Brad Hand, 4 wins, 3 losses, 23 saves, a 2.29 ERA, 53 strikeouts in 35 innings, sinker, 4-seamer, and slider. Hamilton 1 for 3. The switch hitting center fielder checks on a slider low, 1-1. Hand needed some time off. Then, of course, you get a day off. You don't pitch Friday, Saturday, and Sunday he was rusty.
He loves the work, but he needed the break. And he said, look, you're going to have your ups and downs over the course of the season, but you got to bounce back. That's what he's learned as a reliever. Just flush the bad ones and get right back to it.
Gets yesterday off, now back to work tonight. The pitch. Hamilton takes a little down and in, 2-1 the count. KeyBank brings you the keys to the game. KeyBank's the banking home of the Indians. Cover your financial basis with KeyBank. Well, the key tonight has been the Indians' offense. Jake Bauers and Tyler Naquin each have 4 hits, and the Indians lead 9-5. Hand is ready, and the pitch. A swing and a pop-up. Foul ground behind the plate. Perez fires the mask away, almost hits Ramirez, and Ramirez makes the catch. So, obstacle, foul ball, practice catching. Roberto Perez wears the hockey mask. He fired it towards Jose Ramirez. The Indians' third baseman dodged that and made the catch of the foul pop-up. Just your routine out number 1 in the 9th.
What fun is it to have just a regular pop-up?
Wow. 1 down, top of the order, Whit Merrifield. First ball swinging. Puts a souvenir into the seats on the first base side. Strike 1. The Indians getting a great job out of their bullpen here again tonight. On a night where Trevor Bauer is going to get credit for the win if nothing changes. Bauer was certainly not that good. He gave up 5 runs on 11 hits in 6 innings. But Oliver Perez, Adam Simber, Nick Whitgren, and now Brad Hand have kept the Royals from doing any further damage. 9-5 Indians, 9th inning, as Merrifield drills one to deep center on a line, backpedaling to make the shoulder-high catch in front of the track is Mercado, and that is out number 2. So, Adalberto Mondesi, the last hope for the Royals. He'll swing it right-handed. He has a 2-run homer to right and a sac fly. 9 runs, 13 hits for the Indians. 5 runs, a dozen hits for the Royals. The Indians have tonight had 19 at-bats with men in scoring position. They're only 5 for 19. They've scored 9 runs. They could easily have 15. First ball swinging at a slow slider and coming up empty is Mondesi, strike 1. The Royals have scored 5 runs tonight, and they've only had 4 at-bats with men in scoring position. Goofy game. Hand is ready. Here it comes. Swing and a miss on another slow slider. And the Royals are down to their last out and their last strike. And the organist is down to his last tune. Nine, 5 Indians, 2 down, 9th inning, base is empty. 2 strikes on Mondesi. Hand is ready. Here it comes. A swing and a miss. Ball game. Stuck with a slow slider and just kept taking a little more off. And the Indians win game 1 in this 3-game series. The final again here tonight was Cleveland 9 and Kansas City 5.